Hi viewers, welcome to my channel Culinary Vlogs by Z. My name is Zakia and today we're going to be making another savory vlog, so stay tuned. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you're going to consider subscribing. Why? Because today we're going to be making a creatively beautiful minced chicken bun that is going to be shaped like a rose. Ramadan is in a few weeks' time, so let's get creative in the kitchen and make these beautiful rose buns. This has a freezer-suitable option and there are two parts to the recipe. The first one is to make the dough and the second is to make the filling. So, let's get started. To make the dough, I'm going to start by adding in 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. So these are only the dry ingredients going in, and that's 2.5 cups. Then I'm going to add in 5 grams of yeast, half a teaspoon of fine salt, 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, and give this a quick mix so that all the ingredients, all the dry ingredients, are nicely mixed together. In another pot, I'm going to take 50 grams of butter, a 1/4 cup of oil, and that's sunflower oil, half a cup of water, and half a cup of milk. Leave this in the pot until all the butter has melted and all the ingredients have mixed well together. And make sure that you don't boil this. We just wait until the butter has melted and remove this from the stove. Once the butter has melted, remember we are not boiling this liquid mixture. Once the butter has melted, we're going to add this to our dry mix. Then we're going to mix this all together. And remember to use a spoon because the liquid mixture is hot. So that's why I'm using a spoon for now. When you feel that the liquid mixture is warm enough to use and mix, then we're just going to make a lovely pliable dough by mixing everything together. And this is what the dough looks like. It's nice and soft, workable. We're going to leave this for about an hour to rise. And I'm going to cover it with a dry cloth. While we're waiting for the dough to rise, I'm going to make the mince filling, and I'm using chicken mince, but you can use lamb mince, beef mince, or whatever you prefer. So in this pot, I've got 2 onions that are finely chopped, and to this, I'm going to add in 500 grams of chicken mince. To the mince, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of rough salt. Then I've got 2 teaspoons of chili powder, and I've got 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, and that's freshly ground ginger garlic paste. Just give this a quick mix so that everything is nicely mixed together. That includes the ginger garlic, the chili powder, the salt, Once you've mixed all the ingredients together, we're going to leave this on medium heat to cook until no water remains in the pot. Once all the water has dried out, we're going to add in 20 grams, well, this is the 20-gram punnet of coriander chopped, and a 20-gram punnet of spring onions, and then we're just going to mix this all together. And after you've added in the coriander and spring onions, you can also add in 2 green chilies, but I'm not a fan of green chilies. But if you like it spicy, then obviously add in your green chilies. And I've switched off the stove. I'm just going to allow this to cool, and then we're going to fill our mince buns. So in here, I've got the mince filling, which has cooled, and in here, I've got the dough that has risen. Now let's start making our rose bun. So here you can see that our dough has risen. It's actually doubled in size. And now I'm just going to divide this into equal proportions. So let's just make it about this size. So it's about a palm size or a little less than a palm size. And this is the size of dough that we're going to need. So I've divided the dough into 20 equal sized balls, and now let me show you how we're going to roll them out. Start by placing some flour onto your board or whatever surface you're using. Then take one of the balls and flatten it out. Now I'm going to roll it into a circle. And this is about 5 centimeters in diameter. Okay. I'm going to place some egg wash onto this circle. Then taking a knife, I'm going to slit 5 kind of lines. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I just want to make this one a bit deeper. So there, you've got 5 slits. Okay. Now taking about a tablespoon of the filling, I'm going to place it in the center. And then just try and get everything together so that it has a nice, kind of like a mountain in the center. Then I'm going to fold over each layer that we slit, or each piece that we slit, one across the other, and slightly pull it. So you've got like so. And the side is going to cover here, and that is going to go like that. And then make sure you've got all the sides covered completely. And that's one of your rose buns done. How cute does that look? Cute, right? Let's do another one. So onto your floured surface. Roll into 5 centimeters. Once you've rolled it out, give it an egg wash. And this actually just helps with sticking all the layers together. Or I can say the rose petals together. Make your 5 slits. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then add in your filling in the center. 1 tablespoon of filling. Make sure you've got it heaped up in the center. And then fold over to create your rose. And then stretch it over to cover all the areas. So continue following that sequence until you have all the rose buns done. Once you've done with all the mince buns, I'm going to take an oven tray and lightly grease it with some spray and cook or cooking spray. And then place all the mince buns onto the oven tray and make sure that all the petals are stuck together. Otherwise, while it's baking, it's all going to open up. At this stage, you can also place them in the freezer and obviously freeze them whenever you need it. Place it in the oven and bake. Before baking these, I'm just going to give them a quick brush down. So it's an egg wash just on the top of the rose buns. Once you've brushed them, you can sprinkle some sesame seeds, and these are roasted sesame seeds. It is optional. It just adds in, well, actually just makes it look a bit prettier, but it is optional. Now I'm going to take these and place them in the oven at 150 degrees Celsius for about 30 minutes. And these are the rose buns that we made. I've just served it with some tamarind sauce, and you can obviously get the recipe for that on my vlogs as well. Let me show you the inside of these buns. And look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? It's actually so nice and soft as well. So 3 options to making the rose buns. The first one is to freeze them before baking. The second one is to bake them halfway and then place them in the freezer. And then when you need it again, just bake it again for the remaining time. And the third option is to bake them completely, and then when you need to serve them, just heat and eat. And there you have it, viewers, rose buns done. These are obviously not going to last me until Ramadan, so I'm going to have to keep making these even during Ramadan. And I hope you also attempt making these. It's quite easy, looks very pretty, so enjoy making them. Until the next vlog, all the best with your Ramadan prep.